From Clarkwoods.com, this is Horribly Off Topic, episode number 209. I'm Chris.
And I'm Steve.
And Steve, we better be on our best behavior today because I'm about to go off to the XOXO conference.
Is it basically the whole idea of the conference is to give people hugs and kisses?
Well, only if they want hugs and kisses.
Obviously!
Yes, only if they want hugs and kisses. But yes, that's what I'm telling my kids. It's the hugs and kisses. Anyway, so I'm going to go there. And I'm going to tell people that I have a podcast, and so the most recent episode of the podcast when I'm at the conference will be this one. And so we don't want to say anything too controversial or too off-brand. Wait,
what? Jet fuel can't melt steel beams?
Yes, that's exactly the sort of thing we should not say.
Just so you know, I don't actually fucking believe that. And if you do, I don't know about you.
Yeah. No,
I'm a patriot. I was a Navy SEAL. I just put my head on the microphone.
You were a Navy SEAL. Were you?
No,
are you stealing valor?
That was Jesse Ventura.
Jesse the Body Ventura.
Before he became Jesse the Mind Ventura. Before he became Jesse the looks
Jesse
like
the
riffraff from fucking Rocky Horror Ventura.
Did he become Jesse the Reality Ventura? I mean, if he was the body, what? No, the body is not a soul stone, is it? I mean, an infinity stone.
Oh,
there's no body. There's no body.
Before you get into like a 30-minute diatribe of fucking Infinity War.
No, I'm just saying Jesse the Body Ventura, Jesse the Mind Ventura. You started it, and then maybe he's Jesse the Soul Ventura, and Jesse the Reality Ventura, Jesse the Power Ventura.
And just so you know, I stole that riffraff from Rocky Horror from Jim Norton when they had what's his butt. Jesse Ventura on. And he was really mad at Jim for fucking questioning his conspiracy nonsense.
When you're Jesse the Body Ventura, you don't want anybody to question you. You were once a famous WWE star.
Well, I mean, back when he was wrestling, it was the WWF.
That's true.
Back when we were watching.
Back when he was even announcing, it was the WWF, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't the WWE until those fucking pandas got involved.
Yeah. We can't have two organizations with the same acronym.
No, not at all. Not like the
I doubt there's any other podcast or any other show in the world that uses the acronym HOT.
No, I sincerely hope not. I mean, we'd have to sue them like those people who produced the arcade bar under a specific name. Those guys, like if somebody was infringing on our trademark on, like, say, our popular beverage Barcade, then we might have to seek them out.
It's been like 3 years since that happened.
My friend Brandon Batista, who I know from the internet, he went to an arcade bar recently. And he's the other guy who's doing a video every day that he's 40. He inspired me to do the same thing. And so Brandon went to an arcade bar and he made a video about it. His video for that day was about arcade bars. And he
used the term...
He did not initially.
Okay.
And so I went into the comments on his YouTube video and I warned him. I said, you don't want to use the portmanteau that involves the word bar and the word arcade. Do not use that because these people will seek you out. He couldn't believe it, and I wrote a follow-up comment, and then the next day, his video was renamed to the term that I told him not to use. So I think he's sticking a fly in the ointment,
a foot into the butt of the people in Brooklyn.
Yes, just to see if he can get them to come and bring the beat down on his YouTube.
I want to hear about your thing because like we've only sort of casually spoke about it.
About
like,
the Hugs and Kisses?
Hugs and Kisses Festival.
Yeah. That
you're going to in Portland, Oregon, instead of coming to my bachelor party in Portland, Maine.
Right.
This
I'm going to the
weekend.
Wrong Portland.
Yes.
Is what you're telling me.
You're going to the other Portland.
I'm going
They're
to
both
the other
good
Portlands. You know, I heard a rumor that that Portland, Oregon. Is it Oregon or Oregon?
Well, I've always said Oregon Trail.
Yeah.
When I've
that's what I always said.
I think you could say both.
Yeah,
folks that live there, or that listen, or whatever, or people that are listening to this for the first time and are completely annoyed by our banter.
Yeah, is it Oregon or Oregon?
Send us an email, hot@clarkwoods.com, and tell us how to pronounce it with phonetically.
Yeah, I mean that would be helpful.
Or we could just look it up.
We could,
but we're not going to.
But I imagine it's sort of like potato, or tomato, tomato.
I mean, I think if you said
or
either
Trump and Drumpf.
No.
What were you saying? You imagine that?
I imagine if you said either or either,
either or either, neither or neither,
that people would understand what you were saying.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to the Portland in Oregon, which I heard that there was a vote way back when. It was either going to be Portland or it was going to be Boston. Was it going to be Boston? It was going to be Portland or Boston, and they voted and they decided to call it Portland.
You mean out there?
Out there, yeah. So they were going to name it after one of those two fine East Coast cities, and they decided to name it after the finer of those two.
Well, I mean, Boston is a good city.
It's a city built on a dump. We can be honest.
It's a city that just is going to be underwater in a couple of years.
It's a beautiful city. It's a nice city.
I don't understand all the fucking people building like fucking waterfront property in the greater Boston area and not realize that that is somehow going to sink into the fucking ocean because climate change is real, folks.
Well, maybe the people who are doing that are of the Jesse the Soul Ventura camp, and they
that think that climate change is a liberal conspiracy.
Yes.
Despite the fact that it's gotten hotter every year since maybe I think the 1950s.
I think that Jesse the Soul Ventura would say that it's gotten hotter every year because people.
It's cold in the wintertime though, so obviously your fucking argument is bullshit. Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
We get more snow now because it's not as cold because it's fucking you get the fucking polar. God damn it! I fucking hate everything. I can't explain it. I'm not a goddamn scientist. But I understand what these scientists that I agree with because there are there are those people that do studies that are funded by coal.
Jesse the Reality Ventura.
No, the coal company and the fucking oil companies. They're just because I don't understand. Why don't big companies like that instead of just saying, let's keep on using these shitty things that we have to pull out of the ground to fucking fuel our vehicles. Why don't we fucking invest and become the fucking solar king or the fucking wind fucking king? Because I don't know. I fucking hate everybody.
The Solar King and the Wind King. They sound like the characters in something that we should.
Hydro King.
Hydro King. Solar King. Hydro King.
We were watching a little bit of
Let me ask you this.
What?
Is your Hydro King Aquaman or Namor?
Who's Namor?
Fuck. See, that's what Marvel has going against it. That's just what I'm going to say is fucking DC. That's one place where DC wins is they get fucking Aquaman. Everyone knows who Aquaman is because he's fucking Aquaman. Yes, Namor, the Submariner.
Okay, well, I knew his title. I didn't know his fucking name.
He's got a fucking bathroom over in Universal Studios. I just gotta say, Namor gets a bathroom, sort of like Rapunzel.
We were watching Rick Steves and they had this lumber mill in I think either the Swiss Alps or in Germany or something like that, and it was hydro powered. It was a water wheel that was making it so you could saw through the wood. Although you are cutting down trees, which isn't necessarily great for the environment. But
I thought you said alt water wheel there.
Alt water wheel.
I was like, ooh, what's an alt water wheel? I was supposed to be answering a question.
Yes. What was the fucking question I was asking?
About the Hugs and Kisses conference.
Yes, I want to know what it's about.
Well, it's about I don't know. I don't know, Steve.
You don't know what it's about. You're going to the fucking thing.
It's a festival for artistic people who work on the internet.
Artistic
people who work on the internet. I guess.
Okay, so you are an artist.
I am an artist.
Both a playwright.
I'm
not both.
I'm a novelist.
You write novels. You've written plays. You've acted in plays.
Yes.
You do this silly shit once a week.
I do once a week.
I only do this silly shit once a week, and I tweet very rarely.
Yes.
And I play pinball.
Right.
Which you guys out in Portland, I think you got us beat as far as like the amount of pinball that you got out there.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair to say. Does that Portland have this Portland beat? Like does Portland, Oregon?
I've never been to Portland, Oregon, so I don't know if. But because I've been to Seattle and their pinball scene is up there.
Yeah.
And then I'd say it's better than the Boston scene. I say it's better than the couple of places you can go in Portland, Maine.
Okay.
But Portland, Maine's a small city, so like there's only a limited amount of space you have for pinball machines.
So you have to factor that in, don't you? I mean, Portland, Maine, for being the city that it is, probably has a pretty good pinball scene.
It definitely has a great pinball scene. So does it's in the greater Boston area. Boston itself doesn't, but like Cambridge has a lot, and then people private collections. If you are in that particular group, you can go to these particular places because it's hard to you just be like show up at somebody's house. It was funny, like I remember the beginning of last season, and the folks that we go on Wednesdays, Mark and Aaron's place.
Yeah.
The first season, I emailed them, and then they gave me their address, so that I could, go to their house and whatnot. But the second season, they actually had their address on the website, and I got there for the first week, and I was talking to Aaron, and I'm like, was it a good idea if we put your address on the website? And she goes, yeah, I don't know, because this guy showed up and he didn't participate. He was just there for the first for an hour before they started, and he was just asking like a bunch of questions, and I think he was just.
Did he have a Russian accent?
No, he didn't have a Russian accent.
Hacker?
No, I think he was just. I don't want to make it seem like he's not a good person, that he might have been on the spectrum.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, he wasn't a bad person. He wasn't mean. He wasn't in any way malicious. I just didn't. He wasn't picking up on social cues.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's what made my assumption happen. He may not have been, but so he was just
hanging out.
Yeah, he hung out and then he just left.
Okay.
With not much of a goodbye, and then
he didn't murder anybody.
Yeah, no, and so she was just like, yeah, maybe next season I don't put the address on the fucking website.
Well, I was gonna say, Boston, and I think this has been true of Boston for a while, and it's crept out across the river into Cambridge. Is that all the cool people, like is happening in many cities across our fine nation. One might say our great nation. Is it great yet? I don't know. Is it great again yet?
I don't know, Chris.
Okay, I'm sorry. So Boston.
It might be. Hopefully in November, some good things happen.
Maybe it'll be decent again. I don't know.
Maybe it'll. Let's make America decent again. Let's make America fucking not shitty anymore to other people. Jesus fucking Christ.
But I was gonna say, Boston, like many a city across our decent nation, our hopefully decent nation.
Yeah.
Has priced all of the cool people out, and then Boston went so far as to so Cambridge is right across the river from Boston, and Cambridge started to price the cool people out, and the cool people moved to Somerville.
Yep.
Getting
local for you, kids.
Or if they maybe moved to South Boston or to Dorchester. I mean, so I went to a cool brew pub.
Are you close enough to that mic?
I'm close enough. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure because we got the air conditioner going.
No, I'm good. I can hear me in my pink headphones, which is a story for a little bit later.
Do you want to push the table?
No, I'm good. I could sit on the floor, but last time I sat on the floor
you spilled your
close to the mic, I spilled my water everywhere. So let's not do that. I went to a brew pub in Dorchester a few months ago, and so I didn't expect to walk. I mean, I walked through Dorchester, which was maybe not. But then you got to the cool part.
I mean,
of Dorchester.
There's a good amount of pinball machines down the road, which is in Everett, but getting to fucking Everett is not easy.
Yeah. It's
like getting like, you know, if you are not from this area, getting around in Greater Boston, like, so I work in Cambridge.
Yeah.
You do as well, but you do the crazy person thing and drive in, and I do the I want to keep my sanity thing and take the commuter rail in.
Well, so, I should, to be fair, in case I've made any friends at XOXO and they're like, "You bastard, you environment-hating bastard," there isn't a commuter rail station as close to me as there is to you. If I were going to go,
you could go to the Littleton station and then.
But any commuter rail station I would go to would take me almost as long to get to that commuter rail station as it takes me to get to drive into work.
Yeah, well, as far as distance, you mean?
Distance, time. I mean, it would take.
It would not take you that long to get to the Littleton station.
Okay, but then once I get on the commuter rail, it would take me. The combination of the time it would take me to get from my house to a commuter rail station, plus the commuter rail trip, plus getting to my office from the commuter rail would be...
Well, that's why I suggested that particular line, because that line goes to Porter Square as opposed to like going all the way to North Station, which would take you more time.
Anyway, not to get us horribly off topic.
I mean, the MBTA is sometimes like, you know, great. They get me to work in like a reasonable amount of time, and sometimes like I didn't experience it this year, but like the year prior we had a fuck ton of snow and was not able to. I think the commuter rail was really...
that proves Jesse's right.
Right.
You know?
I don't know if
he's. Change.
I don't think he's one of those people that's a climate change person, like climate change denier.
All right, sorry.
I think he might actually be for. He's definitely for climate change. He wants us to all get cooked up.
He wants.
Like, just like, I mean, why not? Let's just do it. Let's just fucking burn more fossil fuels, run more air conditioners, and just burn this fucking place up so we can no longer live here. So then maybe the Earth can correct itself.
Yes, I think that's the only possible. You know, I think we can all agree on that. We should all die.
Like, yeah, I mean, the only it keeps on. Because I think we have already reached the point of no return as far as like our effect on the climate of the world.
Yeah.
Because like I think as recently, and I think this is why like this is bringing in our other conversation. The reason why it's so hard to commute into the greater Boston area is there's too many fucking people on the road.
Yeah, absolutely. I you know, if I can work from home, I work from home. But I'm an admin at a my day job is I'm an admin at a college office, and so as the admin, they kind of need me in the office. If I can stand to do it, I don't drive in. But
I mean, the problem is that like what we were saying earlier, like all the cool people got pushed into like the suburbs of Boston.
Right.
We're now in the situation where all the cool people are pushed into where we live.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Like, because in order to afford someplace to live, you need to be 40 to 60 minutes outside of the city, right? And then if you tried to get a job around here, right,
they're not going to pay as much.
They're not going to pay you enough to live here. Like that situation is just, how do you correct that? I don't know, you know, because I would like to live. I would like to be closer to the place that I work, but the 2 times in my adult life I have done that, and it just so happens, have been absolutely shitty jobs. They've been the shittiest job. I mean, I'm in therapy because of those 2 jobs.
Oh, jeez.
I'm not kidding. Like, in terms of things that I talk with my therapist about, they are very much tied to the 2 times I tried to have a job that was closer to home.
Well, I keep there's a place up the street from here, and I won't say exactly what it is because I don't want people to know exactly where I live.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I have mentioned like the town that I live in, but I prefer people not to know like my exact street address.
We knew a little bit of OPSEC.
Yeah. They say. But there's a place up the street that is a 3-minute walk for me, and I would just I keep on like looking online to see if there's an opening that I'm even remotely qualified for, and I apply every time.
Yeah.
And every time I think I get the you're not actually qualified for this, but I try because I'm like 3-minute walk.
Yeah,
I couldn't be like, oh, there's too much snow, I can't get there. So
and I just want to.
I can trudge for an extra 2 minutes.
Once I get into the city, I walk fucking everywhere. I would love nothing better than to live within walking or cycling distance from my job. It's not practical. There's as much education as there is in terms of education industry, so to speak, in Boston, in the greater Boston area. There's not one that is close to me that I'd want to work at. There is one that's close to me that's a state school.
There's a state school, and then there's a community college not far either.
Yeah. But those, I've heard nothing but horror about those particular colleges.
About the administration there, or?
Yeah, about the administration, and without getting too political or whatever, I've heard that some of the people in the department that I'd want to work in at those places are not the nicest people. So, yeah. So I work where I can, and I love my university, but I wish that I had less of a horrible impact on the environment.
Well, if we can get to a point where, I don't know, I don't know what the solution is, because like the MBTA is, which for those of you outside of the area, is the Massachusetts Bay Transit Authority.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm just like, what is that acronym? Horribly off topic is hot.
Yeah, the MBTA. Yeah, there are some weird ones around here. It's shorter. The shorter name is the T.
Yes, people call it the T, and there's the logo is a T
inside of a circle. Yeah,
which is good branding, but if your brand sucks, then
yeah. I mean, the thing is that it seems to me that the MBTA is horribly underfunded, and so a lot of the equipment is in need of repair.
Although I keep on seeing things for like the new Red Line fleet coming in 2020.
Okay. Will it still be coming if we make America decent again? Or do we need to keep America indecent in order to get new Red Line trains?
No, I think we need new Red Line trains, but
I'm not denying that we need them. I'm saying
we just need more commuter rail trains, and we need them to go into, like, I think more trains need to go through Porter. Like, I think that is the major problem, is that there's only one line, the Fitchburg line is the only line that goes there. So which is why we moved to where we did, because like if I'm going to be commuting into the city, I want to be near that line. Yeah.
So to explain for those folks who don't live in the Boston area,
we're getting fucking local, really fucking local this week.
But I mean, this happens to be our topic, so we'll eventually get horribly off of it. But
yeah, okay.
So the commuter rails come in. So Boston is on the coast. I don't think we have to explain that, right?
Yeah. If you've ever seen a picture of the state of Massachusetts, the Boston's right on the edge there.
Yeah. And so they do we call it? Boston is the hub, or is Massachusetts the hub? Boston's the hub of the universe. That's one of its nicknames, right? And you may think that sounds a little full of itself, but one of the things that's true about Boston is that it is very much like a hub. The highways work that way. It's like a wheel, and then the spokes are sort of the commuter rail lines, if we think of it that way. Well, one of those commuter rail lines comes in from west to east. Or a couple of them do, but the one that we're talking about comes in from west to east, and it makes a stop at a
red
line subway station in the city of Cambridge, right on the border of Somerville.
Right.
And so it makes a stop in the heart of all of this stuff. So Cambridge has a ton of industry.
Especially like the biopharma
and tech, but also education. So there's a ton of stuff happening there.
Yeah, I mean, if you're familiar, Harvard University is in Cambridge.
Harvard. There's Tufts over there in Somerville. There's a ton of universities there. So yes, it would absolutely make more sense for more trains to be coming in from the west and going there, as opposed to, like, for years, I would be taking a train in from the north, or a bus in from the north, and I'd get to Boston, and then I'd have to go back out west on one of the subway lines.
You know what? You could take a bus, because there are buses that I think are in the Bedford area. You could, I think there might be some sort of park and ride kind of situation where you could park and take, I think, a bus directly to Alewife Station.
We're trying to get me to stop driving my soul-sucking...
well, I mean, it's not like you drive a gas guzzler. You drive a Corolla. So
I drive a Corolla, and I drive on the back roads. And
it's weird, like, because since Becky and I moved in together, I haven't driven very much.
Yeah.
Like, she often drives when we go to a place.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I've been in between, I think, since we met, I've been in between 90,000 miles and 100,000 miles. And that we've been together for, like, almost 4 years.
Oh, my gosh. Wow. I would love that.
So I have not, like, since we've met, like, I mean, it might have been a little bit more, but I don't think I have driven 10,000 miles.
Right. And the other
but
thing,
I would drive 10,000 miles.
And I would drive 10,000 more.
I wouldn't drive 10,000 miles.
Oh, you wouldn't. But he would. That guy. Or is it one guy or two guys?
Da-da-da.
Da-da-da. It's two guys. I think it's two guys.
Yeah, they're twins.
Or are they doing the whole, like, Haley Mills in The Parent Trap thing?
I don't know.
Like, it's really just one guy, and he's pretending to be two guys.
Why not just, like... See, that's kind of bullshit. Like, that's the perfect opportunity. Oh, we could do this cool thing where, like, you know, Eddie Murphy's every character.
Right.
Or, well, why don't we just fucking do this cool thing where we hire 8 actors?
Well, yeah, or hire a set of real twins.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are some twins out there who are... They did that eventually. Parent Trap 3. Parent Trap 3, they hired those triplets there. One of them's married to Rob Liefeld now, and one of them still acts, and the other one doesn't.
I mean, like, people like Mary-Kate and Ashley would have been perfect for that.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Why didn't you say Mary-Kate and Ashley were probably not that far off from Lindsay Lohan? Why didn't they do The Parent Trap with Mary-Kate and Ashley? Like, that seems to
I don't know. Maybe they were just slightly too young or slightly not good enough of actors.
Possibly. You know what? Okay, so last night we were watching Ocean's 8.
Was that the one with
Sandra Bullock?
All the ladies?
All the single ladies? All the single ladies.
I don't think they're all single.
All the single ladies? Put your hands up. No, so we were watching that, and we're watching the end credits, and on the end credits, there's the list of people who appeared as themselves, because that's one of the hallmarks of the Ocean's movies, is there's often people who are appearing as themselves because either they're trying to rob a prize fight or they're doing something in Europe, and Bruce Willis shows up for some fucking reason. I don't know who was in 13, but Julia Roberts plays herself and her own character in Ocean's 12. It's kind of weird.
What?
But I was reading through the list at the end of Ocean's 8, and amongst the people who appear as themselves are the Winklevoss twins. Now, the Winklevoss twins, if you're not familiar, Steve, you want to explain who the Winklevoss twins are?
Okay, so I believe they were the folks that first with the Robot Man
with
came up.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, they came up with the Facebook.
Well, they came up with the idea that supposedly Mark Zuckerberg stole from them.
Okay.
So they sued him, and they were played by the same dude in The Social Network, Armie Hammer. It has to be a fake fucking name.
That is his real name.
Armie Hammer. Yeah, anyway, so
he's really good at taking stains out of your clothes. I don't know what else. And he's good at making your fridge not stink.
You have to use just a smidge of them when you're making cookies, right? Didn't Armie Hammer make a baking soda or baking powder?
I don't know shit about baking, and I've watched shitloads of baking shows.
I think you have to put a little bit of Armie Hammer in your cookies, and then your cookies
you get a better rise.
Yeah, and then your cookies will sue Mark Zuckerberg. I'm not the funny one, in case that hasn't been made apparent.
And apparently, you can't see my eye rolls.
No. The Winklevi. We're in Ocean's 8. I did not spot them. Now I have to go back and watch Ocean's 8 again to see if I can spot them.
Do you really?
I own it, so yes.
Why? Okay.
I bought it because I own the other 3.
I don't understand why you buy movies.
Because I like to support artists.
Yes,
see.
but you can also
I'm going
support
to a
artists.
That's all about artists.
You could support artists by watching something that like you didn't go to see it in the theaters.
No.
Obviously.
No, I did not.
So you didn't care that much.
I would have gone and seen it in the theaters, but we were busy. I had to see Infinity War again.
Yeah. See. Jesus fucking Christ. Like, I want to support artists, but I want to see the same shit over and over again.
I do. That supports the same artist. They cost a lot of money to make that movie.
Yes, they sure did.
They did. They spent a lot of money on that movie, and I need to see it, a bunch of times.
But I will watch things on Netflix. I mean, I will watch
and how much money do you think somebody gets when you watch their thing on Netflix?
It's probably not a fucking shit ton, but more than nothing.
Okay.
When people listen to this, we give this shit out for free.
Okay.
With a very good justification because it's not great.
No, okay, but I'm cool with Netflix. Yes, they get this, and this is and I'm not gonna make any friends with this, but I'm cool with Netflix because Netflix does not have a free tier. All right, so Netflix, yes. I'm gonna get on my soapbox for a second. Netflix doesn't have a free tier, so I'm okay with Netflix. Okay. I am not okay with their equivalent, Spotify, because Spotify has a free tier where you can go and you can listen to any fucking song you want, and then you got to listen to an ad. And those ads probably make nobody fucking jack shit, which is why I'm an Apple Music subscriber. I believe in paying artists what they're worth. And companies like Spotify, I don't think they do that.
What about Pandora? It's the same thing,
well,
right?
Pandora does, as far as I know, Pandora does not let you pick a specific song. So you have to just put on a radio station,
and then it's just random songs.
Maybe Spotify has changed, but last time I looked at Spotify, you could go in, you could play any fucking song you wanted, and you just had to sit through an ad, and you could probably just walk away for a few. I mean, I know you couldn't mute it. I remember that was a thing that I thought was neat about Spotify, was that if you tried to mute the ad, the whole thing would stop until you unmuted, and then
what if you took your headphones out?
You could. I don't think it could know that you took your headphones out. Although maybe they partnered with Google and Facebook to get creepier, and now they
know that you're wearing your pink headphones.
Wearing my pink headphones.
So I'll bring the pink headphones up.
Yes,
because I just did.
Yeah.
The Chris. I mean, I'm glad that you feel comfortable.
I feel comfortable
at least sitting in my
headphones.
living room wearing pink headphones.
Yeah,
I hope that you continue to wear those on your trip to the Hugs and Kisses Festival.
Yes.
And just say, hey, I'm a fella.
I'm a fella. I like my pink
I'm a he/him,
mm-hmm.
but I'll wear these fucking things.
Yeah.
Because I'm comfortable with myself.
I'm comfortable with myself. I am comfortable with myself. I mean, I don't think that I think you're right. In order to really feel like I was making any kind of a statement on behalf of men who like pink, I would really have to do it outside of your living room. So yes. I might have to wear these at least through the airport.
Yeah, or like
maybe in my lift
at
on
your
the way
desk, and then it's like I am a friend to you. I'm a friend to you folks out there.
I will talk about the pink headphones. I promise. I will explain why pink headphones.
Are you going to go back on Netflix for a second?
No, not on Netflix. I want to go back to our actually nominal topic here, which
what was it?
Well,
traffic?
we were talking about traffic and commuting and whatever. So I'm flying into Portland on Thursday. Thursday?
Are you flying from Logan Airport?
I'm flying from Logan Airport to Portland on Thursday. So here's my plan, and I want you to tell me. Well, I want you to
whatever it is, leave an hour earlier.
I want you to approve my plan and then help me with the end of my plan. So here's my plan. I'm going to drive my car to my university where I can park as part of my parking pass. Okay.
And you can park for free.
And I can park for free.
They're not going to tow.
They're not going to tow me. I can leave my car there for the 5 days.
Okay.
All right. So so that's the first part of my plan. I'm then going.
Then you have to take.
I'm going to walk over to a subway station
right.
from my office, which is like a 5-minute walk, and I am then going to take that subway to not its terminus. Take that subway until I can get on a bus that will take me to the airport.
Yeah, I don't. They're like that's one of the shittiest things about Boston is that it's not easy to get to the airport from the public transportation, which is kind of dumb.
Well, but I looked it up. So the red line is a subway line, and then the silver line is like a closed bus line. Like so you take the red. You take red to silver, and then silver to the airport.
So yeah.
So far so good.
I think that's the way. I've never done that. I've always gone into Logan via either like friend or foe driving me in.
I have to leave very early, and I come back very late, so I didn't want to ask any family to do it, and I wanted to do the most economical thing I could. All right, so you approve of that, and then I get on the airplane. I mean, there's pretty much no getting around that.
Yeah,
I was driving across country.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's less fuel used in the airplane compared to the amount of people are on it, but I might be wrong. All right, we need a solar-powered plane. Just got to get it above the clouds.
All right. So then I get to Portland, and here's where I'm confused, right? So this is the one part where I don't know exactly what to do, because once I get to my hotel, there's a shuttle that runs from my hotel to the conference every day. So I don't need to rent a car. If I want to rent a bike or something like that, or walk, those will probably be my options for just sort of futzing around the area that I'm in. But getting from the airport to the hotel, do I take a taxi? Do I take a Lyft? Do I flag somebody down with my thumb and see if I can hitchhike over? Do I walk all the way across Portland?
I don't know what their public transportation is in Portland. I know that in Seattle, when I went there, the train went directly from the airport to probably about 4 blocks from where I was staying in the hotel. So that was pretty great. So you might want to look into that to see if they have good public transportation. Because, I think that public transportation exists in the greater Los Angeles area, but I don't think anybody fucking uses it.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that other cities on the West Coast don't have good public transportation.
Okay. Got it. All right. So we were talking about pink headphones. I feel like what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a Lyft or something like. I'm not going to get an Uber because Uber sucks, but I might get a Lyft, or I might. If there's public transportation,
has Uber gotten better? Like, did they address their fucking thing?
I don't think so. I think they tried, and then they...
Because, every rideshare that I see has both of the stickers on their fucking car.
Yeah, no, and I recognize that. It's more like the higher-ups and the infrastructure and like what that part of the company. It seems to me that Lyft is the lesser of two evils.
Yeah, actually, when I slept in on the train,
or maybe I just take a taxi. I don't know.
Yeah, when I slept in on the train, I ended up one stop too far. Yeah, I had to get a ride back to the other station, and I tried Lyft first, and they whatever person I clicked on said, "Fuck you, I'm not picking you up." And so then I'm like, I need to get picked up. It's starting to fucking thunderstorm out, and it's like 12:30 at night, and I just need to get to my fucking car so I can get home. And so I eventually, I tried Uber, and I was running out of battery on my phone. It was just like a fucking shit show. Right. And I'm like, I shouldn't fall asleep. I when I take a later train now, I make sure that I sit near the door now. Yeah. Just so I hear the guy go, "Whatever stop this is." And then I'm like, okay, cool. Right. I'm awake now because I heard that a guy said a thing, and not like I'm so far away from that guy that I am asleep, and now I'm in fucking Wachusett. And I can go skiing in a couple of months, maybe.
Wachusett skiing, and it's away.
Yeah, you can take the train from Boston all the way to Wachusett. Yeah. Take your skis on the train on the weekend.
Oh boy, that sounds like that is not a thing you should do.
Well, they have the upper racks. You can put the skis on. You don't have to hold them next to you like a.
Do you think anybody actually does that? I mean,
what goes skiing from Boston to?
Because I figure the people who live in Boston, who ski are probably getting in their
massive SUV,
in their massive SUV, and driving up to the mountains.
That they probably pay more in rent for like their car to park than I pay in a mortgage.
Probably. Yeah. I mean, maybe when they're slumming it, they come out west to our little hill.
What? Neshoba Valley?
Yeah. It's a little hill, right? I mean, it's I don't know. I don't know mountains.
Yeah, it's definitely not a mountain.
Yeah.
It's a fun place to go snow tubing, and if you like a not steep incline or decline, I suppose you'd be going from top to bottom.
Yeah.
Then Neshoba Valley is the place to go, and they have like a tiki bar there too.
It's a ringing endorsement.
Yeah. If you live in this general area and don't want to drive far to ski, then here it is.
And you don't really care about very much skiing? You know,
yeah. But they do Witches Woods in the in the fall. It's like a bunch of overpriced Halloween fair.
You know, that's fair as in like F-A-R-E.
Yes.
Yeah. Not fair as in like fairies.
Yeah, the fairness price of, like the last time I went, I think it was Ryan was involved in, I think some of his improv friends were participating. They were part of the show. So I think that was the last time I went. A couple of years ago, more than a couple of years. I think it was actually right when I got back from Seattle. I think that was what the deal was.
Yeah. So we were talking about that earlier. Last time I flew was 4 years ago from here to Orlando, and I said you have to give me some advice, and then you reminded me that the last time you flew
was 4 years ago. But it was a similar area, and so is your flight direct?
Yeah, it's direct.
And is it what is it, JetBlue?
Alaska.
Oh, Alaska.
Yeah, I think it's probably
What airline are you using? I don't know. Alaska.
Alaska and Virgin merged or whatever. So this might have used to be an old well, I don't know. Maybe it's Alaska.
So
maybe it's always been Alaska.
I flew JetBlue, and one of the cool things about their airline is that, especially the flight that I was taking, like I don't think a lot of people are flying to Seattle in October.
Yeah.
So like the flight wasn't full. So there was a woman sitting next to me, but it was 3 seats. So she had the aisle seat. I had the window seat. They have the little TVs on the back, so you can watch whatever the fuck you want. I think there's I was watching Married with Children at 7 a.m.
They have a basket of snacks. Is Patton Oswalt lying, or did they really?
They did have a basket of snacks. That it was some cookies and some stuff. Oh wait, no, I have flown. Oh fuck, we went to Chicago.
Okay.
I forgot about that.
All right, you went to Chicago, so you can give me advice.
That was a little bit,
Yeah.
That was Southwest, so.
Oh, okay.
That was a little bit
dicier.
Yeah, it was, Becky and I were next to each other, so it was fine. But if we weren't next to each other, we would have been pretty much ass cheek to ass cheek with some stranger, as opposed to someone that I like being near.
I'm in the aisle back by the bathroom. I was thinking of everyone else because I have a bladder like an infant. I was like, put me on the aisle so I don't have to interrupt make anybody get up, and put me right near
as
the
close to the bathroom as possible. In the back of the plane.
Back of the plane.
All right, that's where we were when we went to Chicago.
Tailie.
I forgot that we went to that was like, and I like the last time it was Becky's mom took us to the airport, and I remember. It was early, and I always get freaked out that I'm gonna miss my plane.
Yeah.
My dad drove me when I was going to Seattle, and it was funny because I just started my vacation. I went because it was when I was living in Air.
Yeah.
When we first started doing the show, I stopped at Chip Shots. I had some dinner there, and then. The next morning, I guess that dinner wasn't sitting right.
Oh, so what?
And I got up super early, and I was all fucking raring to go. And then I was all showered, dressed, everything.
Yeah.
And then my tummy's like, yeah, take all those fucking clothes off, because you're gonna have a messy shit.
Okay. If people who are just tuning in. You prefer to shower after you've defecated for the day.
There's only a certain amount of wiping that will fucking clean your butthole, and I prefer to get all that,
Get your business done. Wipe as best you can, and then take a shower.
Yeah, then take a shower. Clean it out good. Because sometimes you just have stinky butthole. I don't want to have a stinky butthole.
Okay.
I prevent it. And especially if I'm on a 5-hour fucking flight, I don't want to. Yeah. So so what happened was what the plan was I was driving to my dad's house.
Right.
And leave my car there, and he was driving me from there, so he didn't have to come and get me or anything.
Okay.
Which would have made more sense anyways, because he was closer to the direct line
to the highway.
To 93, which would have been 495 to 93 from my dad would be closer.
Right.
Getting local again for you.
So I mentioned I'm going to be a tailie, right? So if my plane broke apart over the United States and we were in a lost kind of situation, where do you think it would be? Like over Lake Michigan or something? I don't know, where would it happen? You
would be the others.
You wouldn't have been
the main cast.
I wouldn't have been the main cast. No, I would have been with Ana Lucia and Mr. Echo and all them people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that fucking show. I was so into it when those first 3 seasons were on.
Yeah.
And then season 4 was just I think that was writer's strike time.
Maybe.
And then I think it suffered enough from. I mean, I still watched it till the end.
Yeah.
Just because I wanted some closure, and then I didn't get the good closure that I wanted.
I mean, we don't have we got other stuff to talk about here in our last 15 minutes.
We do?
Or so. Yeah, we do. We got at least one more thing. We got 2 more things. We got pink headphones, and then we have to talk. We've talked all about what I'm doing instead of going to your bachelor party, but we haven't talked about your bachelor.
I don't
party.
know exactly what's going to happen. Leo has kept it intentionally vague. I know that there's a couple of people coming.
Yeah.
I know your brother is coming back. He and Bill, he and our buddy Bill are commuting up, so I know Bill's going.
Okay.
I imagine Leo's going. You're not going.
It'd be funny if Leo wasn't going. He's hey, have fun, guys.
I think the other groom's men are going. I don't know if my groom's lady is, but
okay.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
So we got from the people that I know are going, I think it will be a good group. But if some other surprise guests show up, I will not be upset.
Yeah, no. I mean, I don't think I can fly back from
Hugs and Kisses.
From Hugs and Kisses
in time
for the bachelor party. No. But you were saying before, I gotta give you some heads up. But the truth is, once they realized that I wasn't going to be able to make it, they cut me. They voted me off the island.
Yeah, so you got cut out of.
I got cut out of the whole thing. My dad. Okay, I don't want to make this like a revisit of my therapy session from last week.
Well, but that's fine. Like this is what often happens is that I become Chris's second unpaid therapist.
Yes. If you would like to pay Steve to be my therapist, there is a donate link at clarkwoods.com/hot.
Yeah, just go to clarkwoods.com/hot. There's a donate link, and
then Steve will get paid his you're like Lucy from Charlie Brown. I'll be able to put the nickel in your box. That sounds wrong.
I'm gonna pull the football away from you.
Is it because he only put a nickel in her box that she takes the?
It was a can.
Oh.
It was a tin can.
Oh, he put a nickel in her cans.
See, Chris.
This
remember
is not
earlier?
My best.
Remember earlier, right before the show, you were like, "I don't want to say anything that might be any so that might offend somebody, or it might be kind of shitty." When right before I go to the Hugs and Kisses festival,
right.
And then you go, "It's fine."
I just wanted to imply a sexual relationship between Lucy and Charlie.
They're children.
No, between grown-up Lucy and Charlie. I wrote
right.
a story about that, actually. Charlie marries Lucy.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's on my website, clarkwoods.com. Yeah.
Not /hot.
Not /hot, yeah.
Just the plain old clarkwoods.com.
Clarkwoods.com
whatever the fuck it was.
What was that story called? I don't know. No, but I just wonder whether like what. Yeah, anyway, I don't want to wonder about it.
Yeah, don't. Okay, what the fuck?
So I don't have. I was voted off the. How did we get?
You're talking about your dad.
Oh yes, yeah. No, so my dad, the last couple of weeks, the only time my dad has brought up my trip to go to this conference that I've wanted to go to for years, that I feel like is important to my career, not my day-to-day job, but it's important to my artistic Anyway, the only time he ever brings it up is as a way to bridge into a conversation about why he thinks it's so crazy that my brother would come back 2, possibly 3 times in the span of a 3 to 4 week, like 5 week period. And it's like, it's never about me going to this thing that's important to me. It's always just like so when is it that you're going again? And he's like, yeah, and John's coming in later that day, right? And then it's about my brother, who everyone loves more than me.
Chris, cut the shit. The reason why they see you every day. This is probably what your fucking therapist said. Yeah. They see you every day. They only see John like twice a year, typically. And I was nice enough to get married this year, so he'll come back, right. 3 times in a fucking row.
Yeah. Well, there's another thing that's in between your bachelor party and your wedding. There's another family thing that he might be coming back for. So there's like 3 things, and then he'll come back for Christmas.
Yeah. So he'll come back several times this year, and everybody will be excited because they don't get to see him as much. Right. And,
but what I'm saying is that part I get. It's just my dad is likes to say the same things and tell the same stories over and over and over again.
Likes to drink the same liquor.
But he will, he obviously doesn't agree with John spending his money to fly here and back, 3 times over the course. And if
he needs a little bit of extra cash, let me know.
I don't think he does. I don't think he does. No, I think he wants to do it. I think he wants to come. I think specifically, I've only heard secondhand. I think he wants to come and hang out with pals. Like, he wants to do that. I don't think California is treating my brother all that well. I'm not going to go any further than that. I think he wants to come back and see some pals, and he wants to come back and see family, and then he wants to come back for the wedding. Like, he wants to do all of these things, and it's not like he had. My dad will say, "Why don't you save your money for stuff?" He said, "What am I saving my money for?"
Yeah.
Anyway,
he's not going to be able to buy a house out there. It's fucking ridiculous. Yeah. As crazy as the housing market is here, it's fucking 10 times worse out in the West Coast. Yeah.
He might be able to buy a pair of pink headphones.
Yes, you could afford the $2.
Yeah, you ruined the punchline.
I don't care.
$2 headphones. So you we had planned out yesterday or the day before that I was going to come over for 10:30 today. And so I got on the road.
And I'm not blaming Becky on this, but she ended up leaving a little later than expected, and so I got in to the bathroom a little bit later. So
and because I'm a good doobie, I have the do not disturb while driving feature turned on my phone.
So I tried texting you and
I had already left.
And I tried calling you because some people do still accept phone calls while they're driving.
I think if
like Becky has like the hands free and it's connected to her car.
I think my
she
car
can just
does
push
not,
a button on her on her winch or on her fucking steering wheel. What the fuck? Why couldn't I come up with that?
My car is a little older. My car doesn't
But
register.
if you have it on that little thing there,
but it doesn't register as being hands free.
You just click it and you just yell.
Yeah, but there's no microphone built into that thing. I mean, there
is. In the phone?
In the phone, yes.
You just push the thing that says
But my phone is already trying to make me safe, and it's already turned on Do Not Disturb. It will sometimes if I have like a earpiece in, or if I'm in Stephanie's car where it's connected to a system, it registers as hands-free. It will ring through and do text and whatever, just as it always does. But when it's in my old ass car,
but you were like basically here, and then when I was sitting and having my morning dump,
yes, but
then you went away.
But the happy accident was so I get your message, and what had happened on the ride over is like halfway here I realized I did not bring my headphones, and so it's like Steve needs extra time. Perfect, I'll go down the road. There's a Kmart.
Not all the way to Everett.
There's a big K. There's a big K.
There's a Kmart still existing. And
yes,
and
it's the
Kmart
Kmart
next to
I have not been in there, and I gotta say, close to 35 years. So
in that particular one, or in a Kmart?
No, in that particular one, because I used to go there with my grandmother, and my grandmother died when I was 4 or 5 years old.
Did you get all nostalgic?
I did feel it was like very kind of creepy.
Because I don't imagine they've updated a single thing in the last 35 years.
It's a bit of a mess in there, but not as much of a mess as I would have expected. But no, just walking down the side of the store that in my memory had the big bins of Star Wars figures.
They still do, and you got yourself an Admiral Akbar.
I should have, because I only ended up paying $2 for the headphones. No, so I was looking around. I went to first. I looked for some tweezers because I keep losing tweezers, and I have hairs in my nose and my ears. That
Don't
I like
pluck the hairs out of your nose. You need hairs in your nose. Just trim them. Do you have like a beard trimmer?
I do.
Then, most beard trimmers have an attachment.
I do have that attachment, but it doesn't get them all.
You don't want them gone. You just want them shorter.
Okay, yes, but sometimes there's.
That's why you're getting fucking sinus infections.
I don't have sinus infections.
Ear infections because you're plucking out hairs.
Yeah, I got tons of hair in there. There's plenty of hair there to spare. But if I got a little thing on like my earlobe and I want to get rid of it, I don't want to necessarily run the little trimmer thing up. I want to just get rid of that one fucking. Anyway, so I went looking for tweezers. I couldn't find any. So then I went to go look at the headphones section. And the first set of headphones I see is a pair of $15 over-the-ear headphones. I'm like, how can this be $15? And it's actually cheaper.
They were like a Bose style, or were they like a just?
They were the Vivitar brand. Steve.
Oh, of course, the one that just had like the foam,
it's just things. Like a cheap ass. But still, I was like, how can this be $15? And I look over and there's like $19 earbuds. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm looking all around, and then finally I saw it said $2, and I was like, no
does it even have a brand?
These are Travelocity. The Travelocity Gnome is on them. These are Travelocity Universal Stereo Hands-Free Earbuds with microphone.
Can I see?
They cost me $2, and they come in a lovely shade of pink.
And it's good to know this item is electronically protected. So if you tried to steal the $2
headphones,
if
you tried to steal the $2 headphones, you are gonna go to Kmart jail. I think Kmart jail is worse than regular jail.
Yes. And
all right, so we talked about the Hugs and Kisses Festival. We talked about pink headphones, bachelor party. Oh, we were talking about other things that you did, and you mentioned to me that you finally saw a Deadpool pinball machine.
Yes,
last just a few minutes left. I feel like that's
last
the
Sunday and yesterday we went to Flat Tops. Last Sunday I went and I got there super early, so it was just Mitch and his business partner. They had just set up the machine and they were having some lunch. Yeah. And so he gave me one on the house, and I had a pretty okay game. And for the longest time, like, it was Mitch as the grand champion, and then I was the rest of the leaderboard until people started showing up. Right. And then one of my scores, like I think it was the 129 million or something. Yeah. Lasted a little bit longer than the rest of them, but then then some really good fucking players started showing up, and then it went away. It went bye-byes.
What anything remarkable about the Deadpool pinball machine?
I like the play field. I like the rule set. Like, I remember when the Guardians pinball first came out, I didn't like it. Okay. So, but as the code got updated, I learned how to play it better. Right. I was like, okay, yeah, I dig this now. But I did not out of the gate, because it was basically do group multi-ball and hopefully finish your modes. Yeah. But you don't get a lot for those modes. But like now you get a lot more for the modes that you pick, and if you complete half the modes, like you get a cherry bomb multi-ball, which is like a unlimited balls multi-ball, and if you complete it, you complete all the shots, you get a super jackpot, which is a lot. But Deadpool is, you have these support characters. I think Dazzler is one of them.
Okay.
Dazzler, Colossus, Wolverine, and Domino are like these.
Okay.
Like if you complete those shots enough,
Dazzler is so fucking random. Like,
yeah,
why
Dazzler?
It's
like I was like, okay. Like,
is it like classic '80s Dazzler, or is it like the newer Dazzler who they tried to make like a punk rocker for a little while?
I don't know. She kind of has like a little bit of gem to her. So.
Okay, definitely like classic Dazzler.
Yeah, and so like you make those shots, and then you can get those characters as support characters when you fight a villain.
Yeah.
You can fight Mystique, Sabretooth, and Juggernaut
With pinballs.
Well, you hit shots that are lit
okay, got it.
when you are fighting the villain,
Okay.
and if you hit the shots that you lit prior with like the support characters, you'll get additional, I think, 500,000 points, and it'll make it. There's like on the video screen, there's like a 2D fighter. Like Deadpool against that particular character, and then, if you lit those characters, they'll show up and do damage to whoever you're fighting.
Can you fight the Juggernaut?
Yes.
Okay. I couldn't remember if you said that.
And the character, Deadpool's like,
does he
looks
say,
like I can stop you or whatever.
Oh, does he say I'm the Juggernaut, bitch?
I don't think so. It's not based on the films. It's more based on the comic.
Oh, so no Ryan Reynolds.
No. It's and Cable is in there as well. Like once I think you completed enough somethings, I think if you get enough chimichangas, you can play these 2 other modes where you travel back in time and get chased by a Tyrannosaurus, and you go into Cable's van, and then you travel back in time and fight a dinosaur. Basically.
Well, that sounds. I gotta go play this.
It's a lot of fun.
I suck at pinball, but
yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I like the shots are satisfying. There's a super skill shot. Like there's and like there's these ramps that if you hit enough times, you get a nice, very high scoring mode going, and it's a lot of fun. Right. I give my thumbs up to the new Deadpool pinball. If anybody out there is into pinball, go check it out. They have it up. I will be up in Portland, Maine this coming weekend, and so they do have it up there at Arcadia in Portland. So I'll be playing it up there. They have it at Flat Top Johnny's in Cambridge. I'm giving plugs out.
For all these arcade bars.
Yes. Well, they're not technically like Flat Top Johnny's is a billiard hall.
Oh, okay.
First, and then there's pinball there.
Okay. So
which is they're like an impressive amount. Like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 machines.
Yeah.
So.
Do they serve Bark-Aid at any of these arcade
Shut
bars? Up. Hey, you can find the show notes for this episode, such as they are, at clarkwoods.com/hot/209.
And you can find Universal Stereo hands-free earbuds
for $2.
For $2 at Kmart.
At Kmart.
Travelocity brand.
You get that fucking gnome. I mean, the gnome's not on the headphones. I feel a little cheated. You could
actually make calls with it, though.
Apparently.
Make calls or listen to music.
If I get an adapter, because it's got a fucking 3.5-inch.
Yeah, because why fucking have that on your phone anymore, Apple? Thanks.
Hey, if you have anything to say about anything we've said, you can send us an email at hot@clarkwoods.com.
I did mention it earlier, but it bears repetition.
Yeah, and you can rate us and review us wherever you get your podcast, motherfuckers.
Yeah, call them motherfuckers. That's a good way to
endear
yourself to the audience.
We gotta take the word motherfucker back. I just gotta say, what is wrong with
what people that are you trying to take it back from people who actually fuck their mothers?
No, not fuck their mothers, but fuck mothers in general.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it is kind of. I mean, I fuck a mother.
Yes, you do.
It's my wife. That's the only person.
My wife.
My wife. That's the only person I fuck.
I like it. I like.
So I'm a mother.
I like my wife bit that it's come back after fucking 10 years, but I like it better when two females that are married, a lesbian couple. I like it better when they say it.
When
I think it's funnier that way.
When a woman says my wife.
Yes, I think that's
so.
I think that's more funny.
I think generally anything is better when it's said by gay
women. I don't necessarily agree, but I don't disagree.
No, I'm right there with
you.
I think that was one of those things I wanted to try saying out loud, and then I realized I shouldn't have.
I think that there's a chance that if you are lesbian, that you can be very funny. But there's a chance you're not. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I know. It's like it's still a stereotype, even if it seems like it's positive. Like, if you said all lesbians are funny, then you're giving the like what about that one unfunny lesbian?
But yeah, but I think that one thing that a lesbian could say, I think, is funnier out of their mouth than it is out of a straight person's mouth.
Damn straight.
That's my opinion, though.
You know what they say about opinions.
They're just like your asshole, full of shit.